Our yoga this morning is based around the element of air. This is based on the 5 elements model, which is used in Hinduism, Jainism, Buddhism, and it's a kind of a slightly different concept and a slightly different way of looking at ourselves and ourselves as part of nature and in relation to nature. So, of course, air, we absolutely understand what we mean by air. This connects us to the breath, obviously, but also each of the elements has a quality, and the quality of the element of air is movement, or in Sanskrit this is called Vayu, which is wind. And so actually the element of air is also connected to the movement of blood through your body, the motility of your gut, as well as the air that we breathe, wind, movement of our bodies, movement of anything else in nature, including things like movement of the planets. So yeah, a different way to sort of think about that. And of course, it's also connected with Anahata, which is the heart center, and the ribs and the chest and the shoulders and the lungs and the hands. So the quality of air also is about our connection to each other, and actually our connection to nature too, because of course the air that we expel, the air that we exhale, is used, if you like, by plants and trees during photosynthesis, and then they exhale oxygen, which we then inhale. So it's this sense of connection and interdependency that we have. So let's come to an upright seated position. I'm going to invite you to do a mudra, and the mudra is the Hridaya mudra. So Hridaya, the heart, and this is said to be very good in times of emotional conflict, very calming and strengthening emotionally for the heart. So we're going to take the index finger and just curl it into the base of the thumb, and then join the thumb to the middle finger and the ring finger. So index finger to the base of the thumb, thumb joined to the middle finger and the index finger, and then your little finger just points out there. So you can place the backs of the hands down onto the lap or onto the knees. Close your eyes for a moment. So of course, we are going to have a little bit more emphasis this morning on pranayama, on our breath. So take this opportunity to tune into your own breath. So how does my breath feel to me? Is it smooth and easy? And how am I breathing naturally? Is there a little bit of chest breathing there? Is my belly relaxed? So if you feel there's tightness in your belly, see if you can let it go so that the diaphragm can move up and down as you breathe. And then let's connect with each other and in with our own hearts, with one Om, which can be silent, of course. So breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, Om. And then gently releasing the mudra and placing one hand on your belly and one hand onto your sternum. Now what we're going to do is we're going to kind of separate the breath. And just be curious about how this feels to you. So what I'd like you to do is to see if you can breathe with your chest only. So not this kind of nice relaxed breathing, which is actually the preferred way to breathe, but just see how it feels to breathe only with your rib cage. So it's like a, so lifting the shoulders and opening the ribs. So here it's what we call paradoxical breathing in yoga, and a kind of a less healthy, more stressful way to breathe. But just see how that feels. So we're doing this as an experiment, not as a practice. So just notice that. Okay, and then just relax everything for a moment. And now see if you can keep the top half still. So your rib cage, your chest, your sternum still, and breathe into your lower hand. So as you breathe in, the belly comes out, and as you breathe out, the belly goes in. So do just that, not the chest as well. So just see if you can really isolate that. And notice how that feels from the chest breath that you've just done. We're kind of having a little tour of our own breathing apparatus. Okay. And then we're going to put these two together. So I'm going to turn this into a deep yogic breath. So deep yogic breath, you start off with that belly breath, then you breathe into the side of your ribs and the ribs open, and then you breathe right up into the collarbone. So it feels maybe a very slight sensation just underneath your collarbones here. And in actual fact, your lungs in your chest, if you looked at your anatomy, when they're deflated, they're actually right up here. They're much higher up than you think. We always think of our lungs as somewhere like here, but they're actually here. They sit here and then they expand out from there, out and down. So as the diaphragm pulls down, they're pulled out and down. So as you take this full breath in, just see if you can find that sensation right up under the collarbones. Right. So in your own time, when you're ready, we'll breathe into the belly and then continue and breathe into the rib cage, and a full breath right up to that sensation in the collarbones. Okay, and then we're going to breathe out the same way. So just see if you can do this. As you breathe out, diaphragm, then ribs. Okay, so breathe in, belly breath, rib cage, full breath up to the collarbones, and then breathing out, belly, ribs, collarbones. So just find your own pace with this, a pace that is comfortable for you, that doesn't feel like you're gasping for your breath. And just feel into those sensations as much as you can. One more breath out. Once you get to that, then just taking the hands down. Let your breath just be however it is, naturally and normally. And now see how little you can breathe comfortably. So we are actually chronic overbreathers. We do this because of our stressful lives, generally speaking. So just see if you can allow the breath to come in rather than feeling that you're drawing breath in. Again, it needs to be comfortable, so not feeling like you're suffocating, but just notice if you can make your breath really quiet. Okay. So I'm hoping that you found that interesting, that actually your breath can be very, very small, very quiet, and actually you have enough breath. Of course, what happens is that it's the carbon dioxide in our cells that stimulates us to breathe. And if you overbreathe, you get too much, without going in too much into the science, but if you overbreathe, you get too much oxygen in your hemoglobin, and your hemoglobin won't let go of that oxygen into your cells unless there's a high degree of carbon dioxide there. So if you overbreathe, you're overstuffing your hemoglobin with oxygen, and it won't let go of it. So, so it's interesting. It's interesting that you can breathe much more quietly than you think. Okay, so let's begin our activations. Let's come up onto the feet. And we're going to be standing for quite some time. Just in case you haven't got one, we're going to be doing some balance, and you may want to have a chair by you, just in case, or a wall close by. So if you feel that you need that a little bit of support or security, then by all means do that. Okay, so let's start shaking out. Hands, nice, loose, relaxed movement. Take that into your elbows, up into your shoulders. Lovely. We'll step the feet apart and then bend your knees. Take the hands round in a circle. So we'll be doing lots of chest opening, lots of opening the ribs. So it'll be interesting to see how your breath feels as you go through this class. Let's change direction with the circling. And then let's bring the hands up. Inhale here, and then as you exhale, just bend the knees, let them come behind. So inhale up and bend the knees. That's it. Two more. Last one. Okay, and then let's let the hands relax, hopefully feeling nice and tingly. Come up onto one foot, one leg even. Shake into the ankle, up into the knee. And then right into the hip joint, so the hip moving different directions there. Wonderful. Okay. As we're here, we're going to circle into that. So bend the knee, out to the side, down and round. You can take the arms out to the side to help you balance. 3 times one way, then reverse that direction. Okay. Yeah, lovely. Of course, all of these muscles in the standing leg have to adjust for that as well. So same thing on the other side. So shake into the ankle. Bring that up into your knee. And then all the way up into the hip joint. So moving that round, different directions. And then let's circle. So bending the knee, out to the side, down and round. Use your hands to help you balance. Take your time. We're just waking up these kind of balance skill. And then bring that down. Let's take both arms up. Give everything a good shake and wiggle. And come down, come up, come down. Oh, just really wild your body up. Okay, lovely. Beautiful, well done. Feet apart, knees soft. And then just letting the arms swing round to begin with. We will extend this so you can tap into the kidney area, into the belly. And let your arms bring your spine into this twist. So the arms are really relaxed. Okay. And then if you wish, we're going to raise the back heel. So then we can let the arms have a little bit more of a swing out. And then if you wish, extending that so that as you come to the side, you bring a little lunge into that movement. So as we're warming up here, activating energy in our body, you can be assessing, so how am I today? Is there anything I need to be careful of? Is there anything I need to honor my energy levels, even my tiredness, different parts of my body? So it's really important to be so kind to your own self. So let's bring that just back to the heel raising. And then both feet down, knees bent. And then just bring that to a gentle stop. We'll roll one shoulder back, then the other. So here, use your hips. Reach down to the sides of your knees, scooping movement. And then let's open the shoulders. So we're going to backstroke here. Lovely. And then forward stroke. And then bring that to rest. Hands onto the hips, circle the hips round. Take that back in the other direction. Bring that to rest. So we're going to move the back forwards and back and open the heart a little bit as well. So knees are bent, rounding the spine, and bring the hands into your heart. So fingers pointing in towards the heart. And then as you breathe in, unroll, take the arms wide out to the side, lift the chin if you wish. So exhale, rounding, drawing the fingers into the heart, bending the knees, and then inhale, unroll the spine, take the arms out to the side, maybe spread through the fingers, press the palms away. Exhale, rounding into the heart. Inhale, unrolling, opening up, taking the arms wide. Okay, let's do one more. Exhale, round, bend the knees, let the head drop. And then as you inhale, unroll from the base, head and shoulders last. Take the arms out to the side, nice and wide. Bring the arms down. Okay, so we'll breathe in, shoulders up to the ears, and then we'll ha the breath out. Ha. And let the shoulders go. So 3 more, inhale. So a real release here. So inhale. Last one, inhale. Beautiful, okay. So let's bring ourselves into mountain pose now. So your feet hip width apart, nice and parallel. Maybe lift the toes up, give them a spread. Place them back down. Find your balance here. So maybe even have a little bit of a play around. Circling onto the feet. And and feel into where it feels really nicely balanced, forward and back, left and right. Okay, so your knees are not locked straight, they're just very slightly soft. And then from there, lift up from that base. So a little lengthening through your pelvis. And when that happens, you find that there's a tiny little engagement of your core muscles. Reach up through the side of the waist, through the crown of the head. A slight tucking in of the chin. A relaxing of the arms, fingers relaxed. Close your eyes here. And once again, engage with your heart space. So you might feel that you're breathing into the heart. And then breathe out from the heart and down through your body and into your feet. Breathe up from the feet to your heart. And then breathe out from the heart up through the crown of the head. Imagine that you're drawing down from the sky now, through the crown of the head to the heart. Breathing out from the heart, down through the body, through the feet and into the soil. Up from the earth to the heart. From the heart to the sky. From the sky to the heart. And then from the heart to the earth. Crossing, right wrist over left. Inhale, lengthen, open wide. Take the arms out to the side, bend the knees, breath Vayu. Now cross left over right, inhale, draw up. Opening the rib cage, the chest nice and wide. Exhale, bend, left over right, inhale, lift up. Exhale. Create the Brahma mudra, so pointing the index finger now. So inhale, lift it up. So feel that you're expanding right to the tip of your index finger here. Inhale, lift up. Open wide. So expanding into space. One more. Inhale, lift up. And then exhale. And then this time, taking the hands up, palms together to the crown of the head. So maybe you want to do this from your heart to the forehead, or maybe you want to do this movement from the crown of the head upwards. So as you breathe in, bend the knees, track the knees forwards, tailbone pointing down towards the earth, so you're not sticking your bottom out. So it's to stretch through the rib cage here, stretch through the spine. Exhale, hands to the crown of the head or the heart, straighten the knees. So inhale, lift up. This is also a physical pump for the heart, because when you raise the hands up, you're just creating a little bit more effort for the heart. So inhale, lift up. And then exhale, straighten the knees, take the arms out to the side, bring them round in front. So anahata breath for the heart space. So here, drawing in, breathing in. As you do, feel that you're lifting the sternum, opening the shoulders. Exhale, bend the knees and press the palms away. So you're pushing the breath out. Draw the breath in. So what am I drawing into my heart today? What is it that maybe my heart needs? So breathing that into the heart. Lovely. And then bring the arms down, hands a little away from the body. And then as you exhale, rotate the arms down and underneath. Now, as you do this, have a real sense of what's happening up here in the chest. So as you roll down, see if you can find a little curve in the top of your shoulders here. And then as you rotate the arms outwards, see if you can open the chest, open the shoulders, lift the chin. So that movement is in the upper body. So exhale, round, so not just in the arms, but through the top of the body. Knees soft as you do this. As you curl under, it will really help. So let's take the arms up to shoulder height. Lovely. And then just relax them down. We're going to take the right foot out to the right, left heel up and back. We'll come into spinal twist here. Hands at heart level. Think of this as a spiral movement coming up from the base to the crown of the head. So breathe in. Take the weight forward onto the front foot so the back heel is lifted. And then as you breathe out from the base of your spine, spiral staircase up through the whole of the spine, and take the left hand onto your right shoulder. Inhale, come back to center. Change the feet round, and then as you exhale, round to the other side. Again, this sense of moving all the way up through the spine, including your head and your neck. Inhale, come back to center. Change the feet over. Exhale, move up through the spine. Then if you want, take your left hand round and across your back here. Inhale, come back to center. Same thing on the other side. Exhale. Right hand round and into the small of the back if you wish. And inhale as you come back to center. Okay, so now take your feet maybe a little wider than shoulder width, maybe about shoulder width. So nice steady stance here. I'm going to come into standing cat. So the hands resting onto the thighs. And again, this movement from the tailbone to the crown of the head. So we're going to start to round the spine so you feel the stretch through the back, tucking the tailbone under. Draw the navel in and back, round the shoulders and let the head drop. So exhale here, and then come back to your tailbone, stick your bottom out behind you, arch at the back, draw the shoulders back, lift the chin to look forwards. So inhale here, exhale round, and then inhale, arch. Okay. And then we're going to come into cat gazing at the moon or twisting cat. Now we're going to do this in two ways, and this is really just to explore how it feels in your rib cage and how the breath feels. And yeah, it can be so interesting because it'll teach us about our breath, and having awareness then means that you can change the breath when you wish. So hands onto the sides. You might want to come over a little bit more. So we're going to do this the normal way, first of all. So we're going to point the right shoulder down, left shoulder comes back, and then as you exhale, turn to look over that shoulder. So inhale, come to center, and then exhale to the other side. So the left shoulder points down, draw the right shoulder back, and then turn the head if that's comfortable to look over that shoulder. So inhale to center. So notice how this feels in your chest and with your breath in your rib cage. Inhale as you come to center. Exhale to the other side. Inhale to center. And then we're going to reverse that breath. Okay, so now exhale at the center and then inhale as the right shoulder comes down. See what that feels like. Exhale to center. Inhale. Exhale to center. Inhale. Exhale to center. Last one. Inhale. Exhale to center. Release the hands and just give yourself a little bit of a shake about, a little loosening, a little relaxing here. Okay, lovely. And then bend the knees, come up to standing. So yeah, it can feel very interesting, that difference between using the breath a different way. And maybe you found that when you breathed in with the twist, it actually might felt quite constricted in the chest and in the breath. So you may want to have the seat of a chair available. We're going to come into heaven and earth stretch. Or you might want a block or a couple of blocks here. And you may be fine with just the floor. So all of those options available, I hope. We're going to step the feet comfortably apart, not as wide as they will go. And your toes facing forwards. So here, place the hands onto the thighs and take a moment to lengthen your spine. So the tailbone points down, the crown of the head points up, breathe in. Exhale, just come halfway here. Again, the hands onto the thighs. Once again, push your tailbone back, crown of the head forwards, inhale. And then as you exhale, find the comfortable place. So my hands will reach the floor, but maybe your hands reach a book here. Maybe your hands reach the seat of a chair. Okay. Let's have a look. Yeah, and you know, it's fine to go off and get whatever you need. That's much more important. Lovely. How are we doing? Yeah, great. Okay. So then from here, again, this movement this time is going to come from the waist upwards. So we're going to go to the right first of all. So as you breathe in from your waist, twist to the right and just place your right hand onto your hip. Opening your chest to the right. Breathe out, come back. Breathe in, open your chest to the left, twisting from the waist. And then breathe out, come back. So here, when we do this, we are actually moving and stretching all of the intercostal muscles, but we're also exercising the joints between the back of your ribs and your spine. So where your ribs attach onto your spine. So one more time, to the right. And then if you wish, extend your right arm up towards the ceiling, towards the sky. Exhale as you come back down. And then the same thing to the left. Inhale, take the hand onto the hip. Then if you wish, extend it upwards. And then exhale as you come down. And then we're going to turn. So we're going to turn here towards the right. Take the right foot out. And you might want to step in a little bit. We're going to come up into warrior. So bend your right knee, left heel down. And before you come up, feel that you're quite stable. So you might need to adjust that so that your feet are hip width apart, even though they're sort of, they're on a hip width apart track. So the front knee bends, and then inhale. Bring the arms up by the side, beautiful. Okay, so if here you feel a little unstable, take time to adjust. It's much better to feel grounded and stable than to be wobbling. So the way to do it is take the right foot out to the right or the back heel back. Take the arms out to the side. And then we're going to cross the right arm underneath the left. We're going to come into eagle arms, backs of the hands together. So maybe here, maybe there's one more twist, or maybe both inner arms just come together here. Okay. Now, think about this extension up from the base of your spine, lifting up, and begin to lift the chest up. You can take the gaze up if you wish. So really opening up across the back of the heart, between the shoulders. Okay. And then exhale, come back down. Separate your hands, take them round behind and interlace the fingers. So bend the elbows, roll your shoulder blades in and back towards one another and draw the hands down. So again here, we want to find the chest lifting and opening rather than a back bend as such. So from here, lift up from the navel, lift the chest and the sternum, draw the hands down, and if you wish, you can take the gaze upwards. If not, just keep that opening here. Okay, and then come back upright with your inhale. I'm going to take this into humble warrior. So still with the shoulder opening, start to hinge forward, the back heel stays down. So you're aiming to take your right shoulder to the right knee and then let the head drop and lifting the arms up off the back. Okay. Sweep the arms through. Bring them up either side and step with your left foot to join your right. Okay. Are we doing okay? Lovely. Well done. So a little balance. If you want to have the chair in front of you for this, then the back of the chair in front of you, that would be just fine. So from here, take the arms down, weight coming over into your left foot, and we're going to lift the right foot, hold on to your maybe your trouser leg or the top of the ankle, or maybe you can just bend the knee there. So both knees together if you can. If you're holding on, you can draw the heel towards your buttock here. And take the arm out to the side to help you balance, or maybe just a really light touch onto the back of the chair. Lift up, so use your connection with the earth to draw up through the body, and that will give you stability here. And a steady gaze, nice concentrated, being present, and then release. Okay. Give your hips a little bit of a wiggle. Okay. Now, I'm going to invite you to come into a standing pigeon pose. If you have hip issues, you might just want to repeat what we've done just now. So the quad stretch. But if not, and if your hips are fine, you're going to take your right ankle, bend the left knee, and place the ankle above that knee. So it's like a piriformis stretch here. Okay. So you're bending. And if it feels okay, you can just start to explore what it feels like to bring yourself into a forward fold here. Okay. But again, really be kind to your body and just come into the form that feels okay for you. Maybe just a little challenging, but not too much, and certainly not painful. Okay, inhale, lift up, and then release. Beautiful, well done. Okay, give everything a shake. So I'm sure your standing leg is feeling it now. We haven't quite finished. One more. So we're going to come into dancer, a beautiful pose to open the chest, to open the shoulders. So from this position, take the weight over into your left foot. You're going to raise the right, hold on to your trouser leg, your ankle, or maybe just have the foot out behind you. It can even be here on the floor. So that can be a form of dancer too. Take your left hand by your left shoulder, or you can use your support. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, press your foot into your hand and begin to take the torso forwards. Open the shoulder, open the chest, nice and steady. Exhale here. Steady breath. And as you inhale, coming back up, lift the knee, bring that down. Okay, so give everything a shake. Okay, so we're all here. Are we all good? Yep. Okay. Lovely. Well done. Some nice strengthening movements as well. So from here, step across your mat. Come into a really relaxed forward fold. So this is just to give us a little bit of a break. Let everything flop. Give yourself a little wiggle in the hips. Let your shoulders relax, a little sway from side to side. And then let's take this on to the other side. So turn your left foot out to the left. You might want to step your right foot out so that your tracks that your feet are on are hip width apart, not a tightrope. Back heel down and nice and comfortably down. You don't want to be, you know, straining it very far away. We want to find nice stability here. Bend the left knee. Inhale, lift up, bring the arms up by the ears. So we're coming into our warrior here. Exhale, hands out to the side. And then we're crossing left under right this time. So the options are left under right, backs of the hands together. Maybe just the forearms come together here. Maybe you want to do one more twist round. Then, as you breathe in, lengthen up through your waist, lift the chest, lift your eagle arms up. Maybe take the gaze up if it's comfortable, if you feel stable and balanced. Exhale, coming forwards. Sweep the arms out to the side, take them round behind, interlace your fingers. Now, change the interlace to the unnatural way. Roll your shoulders back, keep the elbows bent for now. So we're just using this for a little bit of opening to really find the opening in the shoulders and the chest. And then once you have that, then draw the hands down your back. So this will really broaden across the collarbones, broaden across the chest. Lift up from your waist, lift the chest up. If you wish, you can take the gaze up here. But if not, just keep looking forward. So really opening. Exhale as you come upright. And then we'll take this into humble warrior. So here, back heel stays down, hinging forwards. Left knee towards, left shoulder towards the left knee. When you get there, or wherever it is part way, let the head relax and then lift the arms up off the back if you wish. Maybe it's enough to just keep them there, or maybe you want to lift them up. Okay. And then releasing the hands, draw them round, up, arms up by the ears, step up to the front. Well done. Okay, so let's take the weight over into the right foot this time. Arms come down, bend the left knee. So maybe the two knees stay together and it's here. Maybe you find your trouser leg here. Maybe you hold on to the top of the ankle. So what we're aiming to find is a stretch through the front of the left thigh. So you might want to draw the heel towards your buttock, lifting up. And again, finding this length through the body. Use your hand to help you balance. Maybe you have a light rest onto a support. So if you're using support through this balance, what you can do is you can just, have moments where you lift your fingers off. So see how that is. You're just developing this skill of balance. And then release. Beautiful. Give the standing leg a little bit of a bend. Right, I'm just going to turn this way because I can't see you if I'm turning that way. So I'm going to do this facing forwards. So now let's go for the standing pigeon pose. So from here, weight over into your right foot. And you're going to lift the left and place the left ankle just above the right knee and bend the knee. Now maybe that feels too much for your hip, in which case you're just coming back into the quad stretch here. Okay. Then from here, going to find a forward fold if that's comfortable. So this right standing knee is bent and you're reaching down towards your support or towards the floor. Nice and steady. Exhale here and then inhale as you raise up. And release. And then once again, just give everything a really nice, good. Okay. So these exercises are so good because what it's doing is our muscles I'm sure you can feel this in your standing leg. The muscles in the standing leg are having to fire quickly all the time to keep you safe, to keep you standing in space. So it's really, really great for the nervous system, any type of balance at all, and really great for strengthening these muscles. So let's come into our dancer. So when you are ready, and of course your dancer, you can just keep the foot onto the floor. So take the weight over into the right leg. So maybe you just bring the left toes back and your dancer is here. And we can feel dancerish. We can really lift. We can open the heart, open the chest. Or maybe you can reach round for your trouser leg or the top of the foot. Take your right hand by your right shoulder. So we're going to reach forward and back at the same time. So breathing in, and as you breathe out, reaching the right hand forward, pushing your left foot into your left hand and taking the torso forwards. Yeah, okay, that's looking really fabulous. And don't worry, if there's a little bit of a wobble, oh, that's fine, isn't it? Because in between times there's balance going on. And then inhale as you lift up, release, okay. Give that standing leg a shake, come forwards, and really just let everything relax. Move the hips around, let the shoulders soften. Okay. Yeah. And yeah, very well done. We're going to come down onto the belly, into crocodile, and just take a few moments, really letting the body relax. These can be quite strenuous movements, can't they? So come onto your belly. We are going to be on the floor from now on. So take your feet nice and wide, heels turned in, resting the head onto the hands. And once again, just connect with your breath here. So connecting with your breath. Connect down with the earth. And then I'm going to invite you to, we're going to have a little bit of a play with chest opening, diaphragm strengthening, back strengthening all of the muscles of the back, and also with the breath. So a little bit of play with cobra. So I'm going to say I'm inviting you because if maybe you have a heart condition or high blood pressure, you might feel that this is just a little too strenuous, in which case continue to rest, or you can just come into a little chest lift, a little head lift here. So we're going to have the feet hip width apart and the forehead down onto the mat, and then the hands coming by the shoulders here and the elbows tucked in. And I'm going to invite you to lift the head and shoulders up and the hands. So as you breathe, so first of all, we want to create a lengthening in the small of the back. So press your pubic bone down into the mat. So what that does is it engages the muscles at the front of your torso, which lengthens this space in the small of the back, the lumbar spine, and it keeps that length there and stops it crunching together. So as you breathe in, lift your head and chin and hands up. Now see if you can breathe down into your belly. So this is really strengthening for your back, for your shoulders, and for your diaphragm. So nice steady breath. You're breathing against the pressure of the floor beneath you. One more. And then exhale, come down, let everything relax. Roll your hips from side to side. Okay. And then this time, I'm going to invite you to do this and bring the feet in. So it's a kind of a modified bow pose, if you like, without any pull. So we're not using the body against the body, and we're using the muscles of the body only. So we'll start off, elbows in, hands by your shoulders, feet hip width apart. Press the pubic bone down into the mat. So you're engaging the muscles at the front. Breathe in as you lift head and shoulders and hands up. And if you wish, bending at the knees and lifting your knees up if you can. So really strengthening for the back. Okay. And keep breathing. Nice and full down into the belly. And then breathe out and let everything go. Take the hands back, push back into child pose. Give yourself a sway from one side to the other. And then from here, rolling over onto your side. You might want to have a little support underneath the head here, so a block or a cushion. Okay. So again, our focus here is going to be on the rib cage and on the joints between the back of your ribs and your spine. So if you lie onto your side, knees are bent, and you've kind of got 90-degree angles here with the body. So this is nice and stable. So the movement is going to come from your waist. Palms are together. And then we're going to lead this movement with the rib cage. So as you breathe in, you're going to roll onto your back, but see if you can lead with your rib cage, and your arm is going to follow. So the rib cage comes over onto your back, and then the arm just follows and eventually ends up with the arms coming out at shoulder height. So that's your inhale. And then as you exhale, you're going to reach the top arm overhead and come back to where you were. Okay, so we'll do that again. So as you inhale, you're using your ribs as if someone was grabbing hold of you and pulling you over. And then the arm just follows, your head follows. Take the arm out to the side, inhale, exhale, trace it up, overhead, and back to where you were. So nice, fairly relaxed movement. So inhale. And then exhale, arm comes overhead. And let's do the same thing on the other side. So you might want to just roll over. I'm going to come round to the other side. So again, just check that your knees and your lower legs and your hips are nice and stable here. So you want them to keep you nice and stable. So we isolate the movement in the top of the body. And then lead with your rib cage as if someone had grabbed hold of you and they were pulling from here. So breathing in, roll onto your back, take the arm out to the side. So we're in a lying twist, and then as you breathe out, the arm trails overhead in a semicircle and back to where you started. So inhaling, rolling onto the back, take the arm out, exhale, then the arm traces a semicircle up, round and back, and then one more of those. And then rolling onto your back. lift the knees, have the hands onto the knees and the elbows straight. And once again, tune into your breath. So how does it feel when I breathe? How gently am I able to breathe? So see if instead of drawing your breath in, you can have a sense of the breath just gently entering the body. And then when you're ready, roll over onto your side and come up to sitting. So make sure that you are sitting really nice and comfortably. So you might want to have something underneath your bottom. You might want to use the chair instead. So as we're working with air, the breath, pranayama, which is the extension or the stretching of prana, prana being life force, which comes in with breath, which comes in with air. We're going to practice ocean breath. And really tune into the heart space here and the expansion of your heart energy into the space between the hands. This is a really beautiful, calming, heart-opening breath, really great for calming the overthinking mind, really great for getting you in touch with this part of your being rather than this part of your being. So we're going to start by just rubbing the hands together. Now I'm going to say about ujjayi breathing. Ujjayi means victory, and it's victory over the self. So it's a controlling, smooth way of lengthening your breath too. However, because it's a slight constriction in the throat, it can lower blood pressure because there's a biofeedback thing that goes on with your carotid artery. So if you have low blood pressure, just breathe normally, but do the same movements and just breathe normally through this. So take your hands about a hand's width apart, and you might want to close your eyes through this and really sense into the space between your palms and your heart. So right at the center of the sternum, behind the sternum. So this sense of this whole area here. You might want to tuck your chin in very slightly. And ujjayi, imagine that you're breathing through a straw at the base of your throat. So it's a slight constriction, not too much, so that you create a noisy breath. And this breath sounds like ocean waves. So as you breathe in, we're taking the hands a little bit apart, but as you do, expand and open your chest into that space. As you breathe out, soften. You might want to round the back as you do this. So inhale, we're coming forwards, opening the chest, opening the shoulders, widening the hands, and then exhaling, rolling back, rounding, bringing the hands towards each other. So inhale, stretching, expanding the heart's energy, and then exhale, softening. So softening, relaxing. Inhale. And exhale. So in your own time, a few more rounds. Try not to lose the connection between your hands and your heart and your hands, all joined, and the breath and your movement. How soft and flowing can you make this so it feels like there's no effort? So see if you can create a situation where there's no effort, or as little effort as is possible. How smooth can I make this sound? How smooth can I make this movement of the hands? Keep moving the spine too, so that as you take the hands apart, you're coming forward into that space. And then bring the hands back. Just pause for a moment with the hands, just the hands width apart. And the heart space behind the sternum. And then just bring the hands onto your heart here. And very nice and gently, bring yourself into whatever position you'd like to be in for relaxation. So, you might want to be on your front in Makarasana, in crocodile. You may want to be in resting pose with the feet wide as the mat and the knees bent and resting in on one another. So that can be very nice for your lower back, or maybe in Shavasana. So making yourself comfortable here. And allow your body and mind to settle down, knowing that there is nothing to be done, nowhere to be right now. Breathing out and letting go, releasing the jaw, allowing the ears to open, the eyes to soften. Breathing out and resting the shoulders and the arms down. Feeling a broadening of the collarbones. A sinking and settling down of the spine, pelvis, the hips. Allowing the thighs to relax. And the lower legs and the feet. And as you lie here, imagine your breath as if it were seaweed. Inhaling, exhaling. Seaweed gently moving on the currents of the ocean. So inhaling, exhaling. Meeting the changes of the sea, going with the flow. Inhaling, exhaling. And the seaweed dances and accommodates your breath with ease. Inhaling, exhale. And as the current in the ocean starts to still, so does the current of your own breath. Settling deeper into your inner landscape and into relaxation. So it may be that you are settling into a lovely state of ease. And if that is the case, and you want to remain there for longer, and it's what your body needs, then please do so. If not, then just begin to become aware of your breath. And maybe create a slightly deeper, fuller breath. As if when you breathe in, you're drawing the breath, the prana, energy all the way down through the body. Enlivening your cells, your muscles, your limbs. So that when you hear the sounds of the bell, you can begin to make whatever movements you would like to make. And then in your own time, just rolling over onto your side, resting on your side. Let us, breath, bless the air, benefactor of breath, keeper of the fragile bridge we breathe across. Air, waiting outside the womb to funnel a first breath that lets us begin to be here, each moment drawn from its invisible stock. Air, source of the breath that enables flowers to flourish and cause the dark-rooted trees to ascend into blossom. Air makes the distance kind, opening pathways for the eye to reach the affections of things, yet never lets its invisible geography come anywhere near thought or the voyage edges of the eye. Air, kingdom of spirit where our departed dwell, nearer to us than ever where the gods preside. Let us bless the invigoration of clean, fresh air. The gentleness of air that holds and slows the rain, lets it fall down. The shyness of air that never shows its face. The force of air in wall after wall of straining wind. in the name of the air, the breeze, and the wind, may our souls stay in rhythm with eternal breath. Nice and gently. Bring yourself up to sitting if you would like to. Let's take a nice deep inhale, stretch up and release, stretch wide. A hug this way, a little pat on the back, stretch wide, and a self-loving hug in the other direction. Okay. Hands onto your precious heart, closing the eyes, and a sense of gratitude for being right here, right now, however it is. We'll close with one Om, silent or sung, so drawing a breath in, breath out, breath in, Om Shanti. And of course, you know, our yoga is useful when we take it off the mat. So perhaps as you go through today, just let that sort of thoughts of air and movement and what this means, just let it trip trap across your mind and across your day.